Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. I just did a video on this to cut out and make a Christmas ornament for a young man's daughter's classroom with like 18 students. And the one I'm doing it for, I've reduced it to 4 inches. You know, I just did it with the ratio locked and brought, you'd really want to make this 4 inches this way, because if you make it 4 inches this way, it'll be a little bit less than 4 inches because this is taller. But I thought when he was originally trying to describe to me what he was doing, I was thinking of just a loop. So we're going to take an oval and we're going to go like that. Now you cannot Control D and make a duplicate and bring in the shift key because it doesn't make it equal. As you can see, we got more on the end. So you need to contour something like that. So we're going to go to Effects and Contour. This way we're going to contour 1/4 of an inch. And again, I'm working on a real big item. Now I'm going to break the contour apart. I didn't really have to do that because what's going to happen, I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and make that basically an object because that's real important. Then I'm going to left click, right click, make sure it's a hairline. I need to kind of look into that, why that's doing that. But anyway, and then just take this oval, and you could do it 2 ways. You could bring the oval, let's grab the whole oval, and you could bring it in here and actually elongate it and kind of make the first name stand out. But we don't want to do that. We're just going to make a loop around the name. So let's bring it like right in about there. Now, let's go P and put it in the center of the page. And then bring it up, holding down the control button. Because we do want it, you know, semi and even in the center of the page. Now all this inner stuff's not going to be there. But the easiest way to do that, I'm going to set my nudge factor on like 8 inches. And I'm going to start cutting this here, and here, and here, and there. Now, instead of trying to cut all these letters, I'm just going to take our 2 ovals and move them out of the way. Now I can take my virtual segment delete key and delete all these at one time. Now I need to nudge that back. I'm just using the arrow key. We need to make 2 more cuts to allow the Smart Fill tool to leak into there. And then you can take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. And you know, there's a lot you could do with this. You know, left click, right click. I need to figure out why that's not doing it. But if you didn't watch part 1, on part 1 I showed how to make this loop. Before I would make the loop, I'd go ahead and make this thing 4 inches. So my ratio's locked. I'm going to make it 4 inches. So here they are side by side. Because you'd want to make your loop right in the center of this, and by doing that, let's just do it. Let's get rid of this. Let's take and hit P, put it in the center of the page. Make an ellipse, Control D and make a duplicate. Bring that ellipse in. And then hit P, put it in the center of the page, grab it, start moving and hold down the control button. And you could put it right in the middle. It doesn't really matter. I prefer having it a little bit up. That's probably perfect. Take the Smart Fill tool and delete all these lines. Well, I didn't mean to delete that circle. Delete all your red lines or black lines. Now, once again, Smart Fill tool, because if you don't use the Smart Fill tool, these pieces are separate. And if you have to actually move the file around in your laser, you know, that looks pretty good and unique and sharp. Once again, we'll have to turn that into a hairline. Don't forget that. Always check that. And if you did it this way, if you would keep that oval and do all your names first. Now, of course, some of the names, especially the ones he sent me, for example, is quite a bit longer. So you might have to adjust your ovals. And I would strongly suggest to start out in a 4-inch area. So I would take a rectangle or a square holding down the control button and go ahead and make it 4 inches. And then draw within inside that. So, because, you know, when we got this at 1/4 of an inch, now it's not 1/4 of an inch anymore, but it's plenty strong. And you could still add stuff in here. You could add a snowflake very easily into that, especially if it's for Christmas. This way you could actually keep these names in, you know, with, I don't even know what country this young man's from, but, you know, Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas with an ornament and put you know, an icicle in there, snowflake. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.